before we start the tutorial, I just released my third sample pack, and it has 171 sounds. That includes these sounds. And then if you purchase this pack, you'll get the latex rubber texture pack that has over 130 sounds, and then the pots and pans pack, which has around 50 metallic percussions, and then the rest are normal percussions. And it has, so the total is 380, and the entire website is 30% off for Black Friday. And I'm just going to show you quick samples from the sample pack. And then the effects is the snares are kind of most of them are Sophie'S kind of snare. And then the percussions. Okay, so this is the sound that we're gonna synthesize. Just a heads up, we're gonna use the warp and the pitch modulation or the transpose modulation, and then the BPM. We're gonna double this, or we're gonna divide it by 2. And this is the sound. Let me. I think this is the most accurate. You can play with the pitch. It's not that difficult. It's not the same sound, but it has kind of the same screech kind of texture to it. We're gonna use isolator A and B. For isolator A, it's gonna be the saw wave, and then for isolator B, it's gonna be a sine wave. You want to increase the unison to 10 for this one, and then to 8 for the sine wave. You want to make sure the level of the sine wave is off, because we're going to use this to FM the isolator A. Then you want to go 4 octaves up for the isolator A, and then 3 negative or -3 for the isolator B. And for envelope 1, we're just going to increase we're going to chop this up, so the amp envelope is not going to be that important. So this is around 67 milliseconds. I'm going to make this kind of short, so it sounds like this. Okay. And then you want to decrease the detune to 0.11. And this stays the same. Okay, so we're gonna use 2 LFOs. For LFO 1, it's gonna be a rising up shape, and then this is gonna be 1/8, and make sure it's on envelope mode. And we're gonna place this on 4 knobs. The first one is gonna be the detune of the saw wave, and then we're gonna use this for the FM. So you want to FM from B. You want to increase this to 66%. You want to drop this. It's gonna be a really so the LFO is not going to control the FM a lot, so it's going to be maybe -8. Maybe increase this a tiny bit, so 68% is good. And then you want to drop this on the detune for the sine wave, and you want to make it like that. You don't want to make it unipolar. It's going to be bipolar. And then lastly, it's going to go on the chorus for the sine wave, and then you want to increase this to maybe 80 or 48 for the chorus pitch. And it sounds like this. And then I'm not sure if we're gonna. Okay, let's try this. For LFO2, it's gonna be on envelope mode, and then 1/8 for the rate. you want to place this on the course. For the saw wave, you want to make sure it's unipolar, and then it's going to be around -3, because we're already modulating the pitch for the sine wave that is FMing this isolator, so I'm not sure if we're going to need this actually. We'll see. And then for the FX, it's going to be chorus, reverb, and EQ. For the chorus, you want to make sure the delay is around 0.2 milliseconds, and then the depth around 12 milliseconds. The feed stays the same, and the low pass filter on 6400. And you want to decrease the mix to 30%. For the reverb, the size is going to be around 10% or 9%. The decay is all the way down. You want to increase the low cut to 30%. And then the high cut stays the same. Increase the spin depth a tiny bit. And you want to make sure the mix is around 54%. And for the EQ, you're just going to decrease the gain for the low frequencies. Maybe around -15. And it sounds like this. Then you want to take this and drop it on here on audio. Okay. So you want to cut the kind of ends of these, so it's not going down. So it's just looks like that. You want to increase the volume. You want to warp it. And make sure the BPM is around how your preference, maybe 66 is good, we'll see. And make sure this is on complex, and then you want to go here and click on clip and then transposition, and we want to modulate this so it goes up to maximum of 3 semitones. That's about it. It's not really exactly the same sound, but it has kind of the same texture, and you can play with the suggested BPM or the transposition.